Stay on the question asked, please. Ambassador Sajjanhar, have China and Pakistan come together only in 2014? Is Rahul Gandhi on thin ice on facts?
Absolutely, he's on very thin ice, and I'm very happy that the External Affairs Minister did the schooling that he, was required to be done, because Pakistan and China, ever since 1962, ever since we lost the war to China, Pakistan saw an opportunity and it started warming up to China. And as to reach out to China, it gave about 6,000 square kilometers of the Shaksgam Valley. And after that, there's been no looking back. It's not only the Karakoram highway through there, the nuclear cooperation, collaboration, but it's also, of course, Pakistan was receiving armaments equipment from America, but it also started receiving from China. And the biggest thing is the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Now, let me say, it's good that External Affairs Minister gave this history lessons to Rahul Gandhi, but I don't think it is born so much out of ignorance. What I could see in the manner in which Rahul Gandhi was talking, it was more of frustration, and it is a pity that, a question of national security has been politicized. Coming on to the other issue, Gaurav, that you have raised, whether India is isolated.
Sir, I'll come to that aspect in just a moment, and I will come to you on isolation since Supriya Srinath raised it. Supriya, you want to elaborate on the point of isolation, because on bringing China and Pakistan together, which Rahul Gandhi thinks is the biggest threat to our country on strategy, that happened in the 1960s and not today. According to the External Affairs Minister, you also heard Ambassador Sajjanhar on isolation. Now, there is a pushback against China globally. India is also a part of the Quad. External Affairs Minister says those who live in India know that we were in midst of a corona wave. The 5 Central Asian presidents who were to come, they did a virtual summit with the Prime Minister on the 27th of January. How is India isolated, ma'am?
You don't think India is isolated? And if Mr. Sajjanhar had made more neutral observations, I perhaps would have engaged with him. These are very partisan words that he used, and I don't want to demean his position that he's held by countering him. I don't usually like to counter non-politicos, but because it's in the garb of politics,
the question that I asked, please,
that I counter some of his statements.
Go on, ma'am.
You don't think we are isolated? You don't think we are isolated? Nepal is twiddling China's tune. Nepal makes an airport in our territory, changes our map at will. Bangladesh is giving China the place to make submarine in Cox's Bazar. Sri Lanka is in bed with China. I mean, what more proof do you want? Taliban is being acted upon by Pakistan and China
only
together,
Supriya Srinath,
and you don't believe that we are isolated, and you don't believe we are isolated within our borders. Absolutely we are. America got 125 countries to sign a paper before they were relinquishing Taliban. They did not invite India. 125 countries. Russia made a Troika Plus, invited Pakistan, but not India. I really want to understand what other isolation do you need? And one last point that I would want to end here. पाकिस्तान के बारे में और चाइना के बारे में प्रधानमंत्री जी बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते थे लाल आंखों की। आज तो सच्चाई ये है कि लाल आंखों दिखाने का मन था, उन्होंने चाइना को सबसे बड़ा ट्रेडिंग पार्टनर बना लिया। पिछले साल ऐप बैन करते रहे। We have done the maximum business with China compared to the rest of the world. That's the reality. 18 बार तो आप मिले हैं चाइनीज से।
Ma'am, you've made your point uninterrupted.
झूलते थे साबरमती से लेकर महाबलीपुरम तक जो शहनाई सुनते थे, ये बताइए उसका जवाब। उसका कोई जवाब नहीं होगा। आपके चीनी प्रेम का जवाब नहीं आएगा।
संजू वर्मा, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड।
चाइना पर।
संजू वर्मा, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड नाउ।